YouTube? It's NLV Assassin. What are we here for? To unbox the brand new 10th generation iPad. This is another test device. It's 64 gigs. A lot of you, if you know me personally, you know that I'm an IT endpoint engineer and I test a lot of devices. The video that's going to come after this, probably next week, is going to be the Mac Studio. I filmed that one before I filmed this one because my Mac Studio got here before my test iPad did, because as you guys know, this just dropped a couple days ago. So I was going to load this video up next week, but I'm actually going to load it up tomorrow, which is going to be Saturday morning. So I'm going to film this and edit it, and then we're going to get it going. So this is the unboxing. What do we have here? Everybody who knows about iPads, this iPad switched to USB-C finally. They were staying away from that with the cheaper versions of the iPads. And the reason why I didn't get the Pro is because I already have a 11 Pro 2nd gen. I don't really need the 5th gen, so I should be fine. But anyways, the iPad 9, Generation 9, had the lightning cable. It also had a button. And it also was fingerprint screener. It also was 10.2 inches. This is now 10.9, so it's almost in line with the iPad 11 Pro. I should have actually brought my 11 Pro downstairs to compare. I'll pause the video and we'll add it towards the end of this one. But this is an unboxing, 64 gigabyte Generation 10. It's still, just for everybody who does not know, the 10th generation iPad does not work with the Apple Pencil 2. It works with the Apple Pencil 1 because they didn't put the charger on the side like they do with the new iPad Air or with the Pros. The charge is not on the side, so we're still stuck with the first generation Apple Pencil, which is fine, I guess. But if you do want to get a pencil here, you have to get a USB-C to lightning cable, or just like a little dongle, or that is like 10 bucks. And I also ordered the Magic Keyboard that goes with this. However, the Magic Keyboard did not ship with this, so we will do a video on that and add it on there too. So this is the blue joint. It's 64 gigabytes. I didn't need nothing bigger than that because, again, like I said, this is just a test device. It's 100% for testing. That's all it is for. Testing new profiles, testing MDM profiles. So as you see here, as I ripped that off, there was the seal there, and then there's another seal there. We're going to go ahead and slap that off, and then we're going to go ahead. Let me see what my ankle is looking like. Ankle's looking fine. All right, so we got this over here. Get this over here, and we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Let's get her open. It's got like some glass on here, and a lot of people too, if you don't notice, that this new iPad, they normally put ooh, this is nice, and I haven't even opened it up yet. That's a nice, yeah, that's it. They actually got away from the older models. Yeah, I see that. They went more with in line with the Pro model bezels. Anyways, they moved the on-screen front-facing camera from here to here. The reason why they did that is because they said the majority of people who use iPads have it like this. So when they do a face conference, instead of trying to hold it like this, you know, towards your face upward, you can hold it like this and have it more centered and better. So let's get this open. Oh yeah, that blue is nice. They came in yellow. I think it also came in a pinkish color, in silver. I was like, I'm gonna go with blue. I got a test iPad 12 as well. Not iPad 12, iPhone 12, because I didn't need a 13 or 14. Pretty much the same thing. The only difference is the cameras. I didn't need a 14 Pro. I just needed a newer device that was newer than the iPhone 8. So if we look at this, we have solid on the back. We have the USB-C, finally, Apple. We have the speakers here. On this side, nothing but the volume, and we can notice that there is the mic input here as well as the front facing camera. And down here are the 3 pieces that connect the keyboard. So that's sweet. And on the back, we have a different camera. This looks like the camera that is on my iPad 11 Pro upstairs. So let me power this on. And let's put that there while it powers on. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. We get, see, they're going with this. I like where Apple is going with this. All of their new cables, or at least this year, 2022, thus far that I've seen, because with my Mac Studio and this one, they're going away from that plastic. I'm zooming in quick. They're going away from that plastic and they're getting more of a braided cable. These cables, let me see if I can get that zoomed in. Look at that. It's more of a braided cable, and I really like that because 1, it looks more rugged, and 2, it looks like it's gonna last longer. But I like that they gave you a braided cable. Kind of dope. And then they put in a USB-C. Sweet. Needed that. They put in a USB-C charger. Which one is this one? This is, take my glasses off so I can actually read this, because my glasses are for far, they're not for close. 20 watt. It's a 20 watt charging cable. Give you the braided USB-C. Let's tear that off of here and let's really get into here and look. That's good. I'm glad that at least if you buy an iPad, you won't have to buy the 20 watt charger for your phone. You can save you some money there. So that's one thing. This was $449. Of course, I didn't pay for it. Like I said, it's a test device, so the company paid for it, and we're good to go there. So we are good there. So let's see what we get here. I'm pretty sure it's just literature in their traditional sticker, and this is the Wi-Fi only. I did not get the cellular, so I'm guessing though, with the way Apple is going, they're no longer putting SIM cards in these, so I can't tell you if the new ones even have a SIM card slot. I'm guessing that they probably do, but they probably don't. So let's see. And here we go with the traditional 2 Apple stickers, and we get the literature talking about battery and charging, safety hazards, the exposure to radio frequencies, and then you have, looks like a little quick start guide here. Yes, it says welcome to iPad. It shows you the difference between top bottom with Touch ID. Press and hold to turn on iPad or activate Siri. Really? Touch top button. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. They went away from the fingerprint scanner, but the fingerprint scanner has been moved to this top button, which I think is great because, you know, some people don't want to get rid of the fingerprint scanner. So if you hold your iPad like this towards your face, you can boom like this. But if you're a user that likes to use its side, you can use this finger. I would, if I was you and I was setting up an iPad, I would set up as many fingers as possible. So I would set up your left one. So if you have it in your right one, if you have it in your right hand, faced up in the traditional stance. And then if you have it in landscape mode, then you can have up your left finger and you'll be good to go. And of course you still have Face ID, which is much better. And then you also have your center control, then you have your smart connector, and you have your tap to wake and USB-C connector. So one, I can say that I'm happy that Apple finally moved to USB-C. Can't wait till they move to USB-C for their phones. That'll be such a great thing because I have a bunch of different USB-C chargers, and then we can finally get away from this proprietary, stupid ass Apple lightning cable and get to some USB-C and help, you know, with some waste. Because if we can get the universal USB-C, we'll be golden around here. Although then I'd have to throw away my 10-foot lightning cable, but it's all good because I have a 10-foot USB-C too as well. So you should be good to go. So here it is, it's turned on, it says hello. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna pause this video, and it won't be a pause for you, it'll just be a fade in and fade out. And we'll see the comparison to the 11, and it'll be set up as well for you too. Here's your comparison. So went upstairs and got the iPad 11 Pro. This is the first gen iPad 11 Pro, and again, this is your 10th generation iPad 10. So your regular standard iPad. So what I'm going to do is stand these up here. As you can see, the bezels are a little thicker on this one. You know, from here to here, this is smaller. And this one also feels a little, yeah, I think so. Let's take this pin off real quick. And let's move these. When I look at them, this iPad 10 actually looks a little thicker. It looks a little thicker. Let's zoom in and see. Yeah, it definitely is a little thicker. If you can look at that, see it's a little thicker. It's probably because of chips. I'm gonna give you the specs here in a second. I'm gonna read them from my iPad here. This one is a cellular iPad 11 Pro, but there's no cell in there. I turned the cell off, and this is a Wi-Fi only. So you're not gonna see the SIM card bands like how you see on this one. This has the bands. So compared to the first generation, you have the volume. You have this here. This is directly for the pencil. It's a charging port. You connect the pencil 2 to it. It's a charging port, and it connects just like that, and the pencil begins to charge. You have your USB-C and the speakers. Up here you have the speakers. Let's zoom out. You have the speakers there. Then you have the camera bump. See, like I said, this is the first generation iPad 11 Pro. If you zoom out here, let's zoom out a little bit and let's do a comparison to height-wise. So you see there's the height. So let me get that for you real quick. Get back on this side of the table. Height-wise, it appears to be a tad bit taller. It does. And then if you look at them side by side, they kind of, it's just a fraction of a bit taller. Just a fraction of a bit. If you look at the camera bumps, these cameras look exactly the same in my opinion. This one looks a little bit more, they look about the same, but this flash is bigger on the Pro than on here. And then if you look at the buttons, you have a thicker button for the iPad 10 because of course this is your fingerprint reader and this is just a standard button. So other than that, you can tell that they completely went with the design. And then when you look at the Pros, you have the 3 dots here on the back. That's from the connection for the Magic Keyboard that they have there. For the new 10s, you have the 3 buttons down here because the Magic Keyboard sits here. So it's a keyboard here, and I finally got it in the mail. You got the keyboard here, and then you have a back that's a stand that sits on the back. So cool. This came pre-installed with iPad OS 16 on it, and I immediately had to update it to 16.1. And so let's get the specs for the iPad 10. I'm sorry. The specs are 7 by 0.7 inches this way. It's 0.28 inches thick or 7 millimeters, and it's 9.7 inches this way. It's 1 pound for the Wi-Fi models, 1.05 pounds or 477 grams, or it's 1.06 for the Wi-Fi and cellular, which is 48 grams. The button connectors, you have the tops, you have the speakers here, you have the camera. Oh yes, and that's what it is. If you have the Wi-Fi version, it has the nano SIM card model, USB-C on the bottom, and of course there's the microphone on the back. It has USB-C. It comes with 1 USB-C cable and a 20-watt USB-C power adapter, 10.9 from edge to edge, LED backlit multi-touch display with IPS technology, 23 by 1640 pixel resolution at 246 pixels per inch, true tone display, 500 nits of brightness, fingerprint resistant coating, and it supports the Apple Pencil Generation 1. So this Gen 2 Apple Pencil that I have for my personal iPad Pro will not work on here. My Generation 1 is in the mail on the way, and it also has a USB-C connector that you use to charge your Apple Pencil and or connect it, because the Apple Pencil, if any of you that have iPads, or old generation, the back comes off the pencil here, and it has a lightning connector that you connect here. Well, because this is USB-C, the lightning is not going to connect, so you have to buy an adapter, which is $9.99 to go with this. So you pull it off, you stick the lightning piece in, you stick the USB-C here, and that's how you charge it, and that's how you also pair it as well. And once you do that, you're good to go. I do like the innovative way that they put this pencil on here, and it's good to go. So what's the other specs here? You have A14 chip, 6 core, 4 core graphics, 16 neural engine, 12 megapixel camera on the back with digital zoom ×5, smart HDR photo geotagging, auto stability, and you can record 4K videos at 24 frames, 25 frames, 30 frames, and 60 frames per second. You can do the same for 1080p, for 25, 30, and 60, no 24. And then for 720p, you can do 30 and 60 frames. Slow-mo support for 1080p, 120 frames, or 240 frames per second. Time-lapse video and stability, and we all know the rest. The front camera is what we're looking for, because they moved the front camera from here to here, and they moved the fingerprint off the screen and put it on here. So your front camera is 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, 122 degrees field of view, 2.4 aperture smart HDR 1080p HD video recording at 25 frames, 30 frames, and 60 frames per second. Time lapse, blah blah blah. Video calling and all the other jazz. It has Wi-Fi 6 in it, with a simultaneous dual band 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. But it also supports Wi-Fi 6. It has the HT80 MIMO, Bluetooth 5.2 technology. Now, of course, the Wi-Fi, the cellular models, they support LTE, they support eSIM, and they also support the 5G bandwidth, and it has all the different and various bands here. If I can show you there, it has all the various different bands that it supports for 5G, all of those 5G bands. Then it has your LTE bands, and it has your other bands there as well. So, which is cool. And that's pretty much it. Just wanted to make sure we got that comparison. Had to reshoot this video. It's a couple days later. The video that I had everything out of focus. And there you have it there. So you have your 11 Pro and you have your new 10.9 iPad generation 10.9 that's replacing the iPad 9. Let's turn them over. Let's get a good view before we turn the video off. So we can see that Apple is more in line with keeping in the family their devices. They look really good. And until next time, I'm in LV Assassin.